This is the face of a nigga you just want to grab a goddamn belt and beat his ass with it. First off, we gotta start off with this little boy attitude. That nigga attitude, boy. That nigga Gabe is basically the definition of a fucking brat. If we're being honest, let's not sugarcoat it. Okay, I get it. You know, teenagers such as myself, you know, we tend to grow up and then we start to rebel against people, this and that and the third, blah blah blah. But that do not give him a free pass to be a constant whining little ungrateful ass headache. Every time you try to do something right, this nigga Gabe always there to question your ass, second guess your ass, and throw a motherfucking tantrum like Jeffy for SML. Like, excuse me, nigga? Do you know how many fucking walkers Harvey and fucking Clementine had to fucking kill just to keep your scrawny little ass alive? And it don't even help that he never listens to. Like, Harvey tries to teach this man how to survive, but instead of taking some advice from the guy who is keeping you alive, Gabe thinks he already got it all figured out. Yeah, sure, Gabe, yeah, go ahead and throw yourself at the first dangerous situation you see. What's the worst that could happen? Oh wait, everything could go wrong, and spoiler alert, it often does, cause of this man right here. It's not that just Gabe is emotional, it's that his emotions are always turned up to 11. Anger? Through the roof? Jealousy? Off the charts? Insecurity? What you think being surrounded by walkers and constant danger might humble somebody? But nah, not with this fella. You know, this man is a full-on drama king. Every conversation with him turns into some kind of goddamn soap opera. You are trying to save his life, but all he cares about is who's not giving him enough attention. Or why he isn't even treated like an adult. Like, nigga, sit your motherfucking ass down, bitch. Move. And don't even get me started with his jealousy towards Clementine. Like, bro, Claire's been surviving this shit since she was 8 years old. She doesn't have time for your immature bullshit. She's out here being a goddamn certified badass, while you out here doing goddamn hissy fits about your daddy issues, which we can't just sit here and put this shit on him, cause goddamn it, you know, David, he was taking my mom to the fucking hospital to get checked out, but we all know how that turned out, which led to him being in fucking Richmond and shit like that, which led to him and Harvey and the rest of his family being separated from each other, so you can't put that on him. But the fact that he's trying to impress her for what? Man, sit your ass out. Well, you know what? I'm glad Lois didn't replace his ass. I mean, fuck this nigga, man. But what makes this man the worst is that this man's a walking disaster. Every single time there's a chance to do something important, this little nigga wanna find a way to completely try to screw it up. Remember that one scene when okay, depending on your choices, this man literally wrecked your ass out and told in front of Trip that you shot Conrad. Nigga, we was trying to save your bitch ass. Nigga, we was trying to save you, and you rat us out like that?
Fuck this, fuck. Niggers need to die, they need to die. They need to die. You hear me? They need to die.
The worst part is, this nigga never takes responsibility for anything. It's always, we're just trying to help. Dude, you're not helping. You're literally making everything harder for everybody, including yourself. It's like he thinks being impulsive and reckless makes him some kind of hero, when really, he just one walker bite away from being a fucking walker child. I get it. Maybe Telltale was trying to show us how a teenager will realistically react in an apocalypse. But come on, even Sarah wasn't even acting like this, and she was dumber than fucking Oh Lord, I'm sorry, Sarah. I'll get to you in a minute. Matter of fact, I don't know how I'm gonna put these videos in order. It don't even matter. But yeah. But come on, man, there's a limit on how much whining, recklessness, and drama one character can throw at you before we just lose it. Gabe's got potential, sure, but that potential was buried under so many layers to the point that, no, we could deal without him, basically. So yeah, Gabe, the most frustrating, rage-inducing character in Telltale to Walking Dead: A New Frontier. And if you somehow like this man, if you actually think this man is misunderstood, fine, that is your opinion. But I'll tell you this, he's on my list of characters I wish I could vote off the god. Well, depending on your choices and what goes down, he does die, but oh Lord have mercy, Jesus. If there was a character I could do without, it's him. I'm sorry. When we first meet Arvo in episode 4 of season 2, It's clear that he's in a tough situation right off the bat. You know, he's a young man, scared and alone, carrying a bag of medicine he claimed he claims that was for his sister. Right away, he's on the defensive. And you know, we are forced to like make a difficult choice. Either trust him, let him go, or rob him of the very supplies that, you know, he already carried, you know, for his family's survival. No matter what you choose, Arvo ends up in a precarious situation caught between Clementine's group and his own. But was his fear justified, or was he playing the villain to manipulate us? To be honest, his fear was justified because it was just two plain old females that just pop up out of nowhere. And then you think that this man about to sit down and lower the gun? Boy, you got me fucked up. I would do the same thing Arvo did. Later, Arvo returns with a group of Russian bandits, leading to one of the most intense shootouts in the series. Here's where the controversy starts though. Did Arvo plan the, you know, ambush all along? Or was he just following orders? I mean, because first of all, the man literally snitched, and hell, I would've blamed him for snitching if a nigga would've robbed me of some oh my god. Y'all gonna think I'm trying to take his side, but for real though, like imagine if two females came out of nowhere, depending on your choice, they just plan to rob you for some medicine that you know, got for your sister. Nigga, damn right I'm gonna snitch. Yeah, matter of fact, let's go and break the whole fam. Yeah, let's get all their asses. Like, everybody hate on Arvo, but for what? Like, bro was literally the victim all along. Like, his stuttering, nervousness nature suggests someone out of their depth, likely, you know, forced by his group to lead the charge, perhaps under fucking clueless shit or Curtis. Nigga, I don't know. And don't you dare bring baby AJ into this, because Arvo didn't even know they had a baby at the time. After the ambush, Arvo's situation deteriorates even further. Once captured by Clementine's group, he becomes the focus of Kenny's anger and frustration. This man, Arvo was literally Kenny's punching bag. Like, he was literally Kenny, oh my god. Yeah, Arvo. Kenny was basically Arvo's punching bag for whenever he get mad. Whenever Kenny get mad, he like, you know what? Let me beat this nigga ass just to get out my frustration. That nigga Kenny, bro. I should be laughing because Kenny's abuse of Arvo isn't subtle. It's brutal and unrelenting. You know, it's easy to see why Arvo begins to, you know, resent the group, especially Kenny. Like, day after, well, not day after day, but like, you know, like throughout the episodes, basically, throughout episode 4 and 5 a little bit. Day after day, this man is getting beaten, insulted, disrespected, violated, and even treated as a prisoner, man. They even locked that nigga up one time. Well, not literally, but like, you know, put the handcuffs in a place where that man literally was in the cold by himself while everybody else was warming up. They were doing that, bro, dirty like a motherfucker. God damn. The game does a brilliant job of showing the psychological toll this takes on Arvo. His fear gradually transformed into hatred. His attempts to escape are met with failure, and we start to see him as a corner animal. Like for real, like a literal animal. Scared, angry, and desperate. And, you know, I ain't gonna lie, we did a Clem, we shot her. That was so uncalled for, but bro ready to go. Bro was ready to go. He was like, you know what, Clem, get out my face. My Bonnie, let's go. In the final episode, Arvo makes a fateful decision. After a tense trek through the frozen landscape, he takes the ultimate step. This man shot Clementine. For many people, you know, this solidified him as the ultimate villain and an ultimate for many people, it solidified him as a villain. And I don't get why. Like, bro, he's your number one op for no reason, bro. Like wait a goddamn minute now. We ain't finna do this to him now. For many people, like people hated him. Like, people wanted to get back on him specifically for no reason. As a matter of fact, let me just show y'all. Let me take a closer look at why he might have done this. At this point, Arvo lost everything. His sister, his group, his freedom, and he was subjected to constant abuse, both mentally and physically. He had every right. Like, I don't care what people say, like, he had every reason to believe that Kenny or anyone from Clementine's group would eventually kill him. From his perspective, shooting Clementine might have seemed like his last desperate attempt to escape, finally. And I ain't gonna lie, Mike was low-key, you know, right when he was saying that, you know, we gotta get away from Kenny, you know? Like, Kenny was a crash out. Like, it's hard being, you know, a Kenny fan sometimes. Because, especially in season 2. But we're not talking about Kenny. Anyway, a tragic mistake made out of fear and confusion. You know, for Arvo, like, okay, I get why people get mad, but can't you blame, bro? So where does this leave us? Is Arvo truly an op that people fantasize about, or was he just a victim of the world collapsing around him? You know, he made terrible decisions, there's no doubt about that. But when we reconsider, you know, everything he went through, it's clear that he's not purely evil. Instead, he's just a tragic figure like everybody else. A young scared man who, in the face of overwhelming fear and pressure, made choices that led to disastrous consequences and repercussions, especially towards the fan base. Like, you even got people making mods of Clementine literally killing Arvo in reverse. Like, people really want this man gone that bad. But anyway, in the end, Arvo represents one of the core themes of The Walking Dead, Telltale. Survival changes people. Under the right circumstances, even the most well-intentioned individuals can do terrible things. So is Arvo a villain? Maybe if you ask some people. But was he also a victim though? Most definitely. Nickelodeon don't. Yep, you heard it right. Today we talk about Nick from Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 2. For me personally, I gotta give the nickname of Crash Out Nick, cause this man already was doing some stupid stuff like Ben would do in Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 2. Like, bro admittedly was just throwing off shots left and right. Man was throwing shots at Clementine. Hell, he even shot somebody at the goddamn bridge, all because he thought that, oh, man, he was pointing a gun at me. Nigga, shut up. You telling me you was that blind to not see bro slowly put his rifle down? Like, bro was literally not going to be a threat to you, but yet you shot bro in the neck anyway, and depending on your choice, that shit backfired on his ass.
Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah.
But it's to be expected in a zombie apocalypse sometimes, cause you know that some people are at risk of losing everything, but few characters resonate as deeply as Nick, other than Ben. And maybe Arvo, and maybe Gabe, maybe Marlon, maybe Tennessee from the final season. Okay, there's too many being close. Okay, you get the joke now. He was introduced in Season 2 as a member of a struggling group trying to navigate through the harsh realities of a zombie outbreak and to get rid of some crazy individual.
Rest in peace to all my ops.
Initially characterized by his good heart and protective nature and crash out tendencies, yet despite his loyal and caring demeanor, Nick's uninspiring art ultimately highlights a deeper narrative flaw. You know, early on in the game, we discovered that his mother has been bitten by a walker, which led to her coming back as a zombie, which led to a whole freaking fiasco going on, which is the reason why they didn't really trust Clementine at the start. Considering the fact that she did have a bite mark on her body, I get it. But still, to this day, I'm still screaming that Carlos is not a real doctor. Because still, how can you not tell a dog bite from a walker bite? Make it make sense.
You motherfucking piece of shit!
If you really think about it, this man deserves so much better, but hey man, RPP could also closest thing he had. But one of Nick's most compelling attributes is his struggle with guilt and self-doubt. Stemming from his past actions, this complexity adds a little bit more depth to his character and reflects the inner turmoil that this man literally feels when faced with a life-altering choice. However, rather than developing this theme fully, like the game was supposed to, the game sidelines this essential character growth, leading to a premature and tragic end. If you know, you know. Nick's tragic demise in the game often leaves me low-key feeling a little robbed for a more deeper narrative experience. Like, his potential as a survivor, mentor, and friend encapsulates what it means to fight against overwhelming odds. Like, Pete was literally the only type of parental figure in his life after his mother passed away, and he died either way, whether you chose to stay with Pete or go to help Nick in the first place. Shoot, they both, to be honest, was wasted potential. We witness a moment that feels rushed and unfulfilled, lacking the emotional weight his journey deserved. In retrospect, Nick embodies the complexities of human emotion in desperate times. He represents a voice of reason that sadly fades too quickly. But yeah, RP that boy Nick, RP that boy Pete. I did not expect to drop on Christmas, but god darn it, here we are.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
Tenn's relentless hope for a better world is admirable and all, but in a universe like The Walking Dead, it's also downright dangerous. He holds on to the belief that everyone, including those who have died or turned into walkers, can somehow find peace in the afterlife. It's not just naive, it's just a death sentence for those around him. Clem and others who have grown up in this harsh, unforgiving world have long accepted that survival is all that matters. Tenn's inability to let go of his idealistic worldview consistently puts him at odds with the rest of the group. I mean, I get where he's coming from, trying to brighten the mood and all, but Tenn's trust issues play a huge role in making him frustrating. He struggles to make decisions, especially when it comes to like life or death situations, because wherever this man go, death follows. This man is literally responsible for the cause of death of characters in season 4, like Mitch, Violet, and Lois, depending on your choice. Like this man, like his hesitation to trust Clementine and others combined with his own sense of moral superiority, like come on man, like he literally puts the whole entire group at risk multiple times. One of the most infuriating moments with Tenn is when he freezes in key moments. It's as if he can't grasp the gravity of the situations he's in, and as a result, others have to take on the consequences and repercussions of his choices or lack thereof. Like Tenn's idealism doesn't just affect him, it endangers everyone around him. His refusal to accept the brutal realities of the world leads to situations where he acts, recklessly. Like he believes that even the most dangerous people can change or be reasoned with, which in The Walking Dead is a recipe for disaster. The obvious example of this is his relationship with his sister Minerva. Even after everything Minerva does, Tenn still clings on to hope that, she can be saved, blinding this man into her true nature. Like, come on, man. Like, his insistence on seeing the best of people, especially when they proven to be dangerous, puts everyone else in harm's way. Like that one J. Cole song, "Don't Save Her." She don't want to be saved, Tenn. She don't want to be saved. Tenn's actions or lack of action don't just affect him, they affect the whole entire group. Whether it's freezing up during an escape or failing to make the tough decisions, Tenn's inability to face reality makes him a liability. His emotional baggage becomes everyone else's problem, and in the world of Telltale's Walking Dead, that often means life or death. Even Clementine, who tries her best to protect Tenn, reaches her point or breaking point with his refusal to grow. Like, depending on your choice, like, I forgot Buddy's name, but he got his big gap teeth. Like, he kinda like Monkey D. Luffy, to be honest. Bro literally said that it was Tenn's fault for Mitch's death, which was right. And depending on your choice, you can say, even though it was his fault. And if you do say that, Tenn is gonna have an emotional breakdown. That nigga be like, oh really? And then he gonna run off. And I'm gonna be like, you know what? As much as I hurt that bro feelings, at least I told the truth. Like, it's frustrating as a player to like see Clem put so much effort to try to guide Tenn, only for him to make choices that undo all the hard work. Tenn isn't a bad person. He's far from it. He's kind, creative, and hopeful. But it's precisely this missed potential that makes him so frustrating. In a world where survival means evolving, Tenn refuses to adapt, and that makes it hard to sympathize with this young man, even when you want to. Like, he's like a Ben clone. He could have been a character who, like Clementine, learns to balance hope and realism. Instead, his unwavering belief in a better world becomes his downfall and threatens to bring others down with him. In the end, Tenn's character represents everything that Telltale's Walking Dead is trying to teach us. That holding on to the past and clinging on to the impossible ideals can be deadly. His kind heart and hope are admirable, but in a world as unforgiving as this one, it makes him the most frustrating character of them all.
I feel like you've been